Hi all. By now, hopefully you've had a chance to poke around on the new content management system. Perhaps you've updated the articles at the bottom of your bio, or maybe you've even uploaded a new Insights article or a new appointment. But if you're getting to grips with it, now feels like a decent time to share a bit more advanced training on a couple of features that colleagues have just started to ask some questions about. So I'm going to tell you a bit about the media section of the site, and I'm going to tell you a bit about the forms section of the site as well. Let's log in. And what you'll see at the top of the screen is we've got this content section that we've been largely focusing on until now, but next to it is the media section. So we'll start with this. Now, the media section is where we store all the images, files, videos that we use on the front end of the site. And there's a folder format for it here on the left-hand side. It's broadly, I hope, quite intuitive. Candidate packs go under candidate packs. Documents that we want to use on the website go under website documents. We can move things around between these folders if we want to. So I've got a bunch of images here that are just in the root directory that actually we kind of want sitting in images. And I would say these are for articles, appointment articles, I think is what these come from. So I'm going to click move and they'll shift into that folder. That's not going to break it on the front end. Those images will still appear on the front end. It's just changed where they're linking from on the back end. Now, when we set up the new site, we had to pull over about 600 articles from the old website. And most of those articles had images attached to them. Our old website required us to resize all the images we're going to use to the right size for the page. So they tended to be about 200 to 600 pixels wide. And that image would then appear in that size and that aspect ratio with that cropping on every device you viewed the website from. The new website's very different. The new website likes it if you upload big, high-resolution images, and then it serves those images up in a lower resolution or a different size or aspect ratio depending upon the device that you're viewing the website from. So what that means is a lot of our old articles will look very low resolution now on the website. So we'll be showing a low resolution 600 pixel image on a kind of full laptop screen. It's going to look a bit grainy. And B, sometimes they will be poorly cropped. Sometimes, depending upon what way we're viewing the photo, we'll be getting the wrong bit of the image. And when you notice that, particularly if you're noticing it on an article that you expect will be getting a decent amount of traffic still, then it's relatively easy to fix. I'm going to show you how to do that now with two quite extreme examples. I'm going to show you how to do it with this very low resolution image of Steve at PCI, and I'm going to show you how to do it with this ridiculously cropped image of Sarita at Heifer International. So let's take the Steve one first. Primary Care International appoints Steve Maraghi. I'm going to go back to the CMS, and over here there's a little search button. If I just type Primary Care International appoints Steve, yeah, there's the article. We can jump straight to that article. If I go to the Content tab here, there's the picture, which looks okay when it's that size. But we want to edit that. So I'm going to click on the little link underneath it, and I'm going to click on Open in Media Library. And this now gives me the opportunity to crop or move things around. Now, fundamentally, I think this image isn't going to work. So actually, what we probably need to do is re-upload a higher resolution image. There's not much we can do if it's a tiny square to make it look crisper. So if I click Close and then Change Media Item, I can go to Images, do Insights Articles, and I'm going to upload a new picture of Steve here. Now, found online, this one, that looks pretty high resolution. So let's save that. And we will upload upload it here. Now, if I save and publish and I go back onto the front end, oh, look at that. Much crisper, much, much clearer. Now, what are we going to do about this poor cropping with poor Sarita? So again, we go back to the CMS. We're going to search for the Heifer International article. Heifer International appoints new president CEO, so that's it. Again, if we go to the content tab, here's the Sarita image. So that looks fine. She does have a head. So again, we're going to click on the link and say open in media library. And here we can see how it's choosing to crop it in different formats, different aspect ratios. Now, part of the reason it's cropping it in a weird way is this little dot here. That is the focal point. Now, the website's meant to be reasonably intelligent. It's meant in most cases to be able to guess where someone's face is and kind of put the focal point on that, but it won't always get it right, and sometimes we're going to have to overrule it. So if I take that focal point and I move it up to Sarita's face, middle of her face, you'll see that on the right-hand side here, it's changed the cropping in these different formats. I might make it a little bit lower so that she feels nicely in the middle on all of those. And that's probably about right. That works quite nicely. So I can say save and close. If I wanted to tweak any of the images even more fundamentally, I could actually do that on a case-by-case basis. So if I go back in here and let's say I wanted the landscape image to be slightly different from all the others, I can actually move an individual image around like that. I can zoom in and zoom out. So for any reason I wanted the landscape image to look like that, I could tweak that one, then I could tweak the square image separately and just click done in each case. But by and large, the focal point is the thing you need to get right. And if I save that and save and publish the article and go back here and refresh it, now the whole thing looks fine. So that's the media component. That's how you edit pictures and just make sure that they're high resolution, just make sure that they've got the right focal point and therefore the right cropping. Second and final thing I was going to show you is the new Forms module. Now, first time you logged in, you wouldn't have had a link up here saying Forms. If you still don't have it, you may need to log out and log back in again. But once you've done that, you'll be able to see this Forms heading. And this is basically like the job applications module in the old CMS. It's where the CMS just keeps a record of anyone who's asked a question, who's applied for a role, who's registered their CV, or who's signed up to the newsletter. These are the numbers since the website went live on Friday. And obviously, these people will be getting automatic email confirmations from the website. We will also be getting email notifications saying they've applied, or Adetic will be getting those email notifications in some cases. So you don't need to, on a day-to-day basis, be going into the CMS and checking who's applying for your job. But obviously, it's really helpful to have access to this, particularly around deadline day, because you want to be able to go onto the CMS and just do a quick idiot check that no one has fallen through the gaps, that there isn't anyone who applied for a role and doesn't yet appear on FileFinder. And the best way of doing that is you come to the Forms module, you click on Apply for Role, it will show you all the people who've applied, ordered chronologically. You just look at the most recent ones and scroll down until you can see your people and just check that all of those names appear on FileFinder. If they don't appear on FileFinder for any reason, if it looks like someone might have fallen through the gap, then you can click on that person and it will show you everything they uploaded in their form. It will show you their documents, which you can easily download as well. It also gives you confirmation that the email to us was sent and the email to them was sent. So it's a much more comprehensive system than the one we had before. So just a useful thing for us to refer to on deadline days. I hope that all makes sense. As always, any questions, just shout. Thanks for listening.